This book by Sam Palatnik talks about the Tarrasch Formula. As you can see, it says one badly placed piece make your whole position bad. And what I'm going to show you today is a game from this book, game number 3, between Keres and Unzicker. It was played in Hamburg 1956. Imagine, in Hamburg in 1956. The title of the game is Virtual Extra Material. When an opposing piece is cut off from the battle, according to the Tarrasch Formula, it is poorly placed and the business of the game goes forward with a material advantage for the active side. So Keres started with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, castle, knight takes e4, d4, and today it seems is more popular to play knight d6, but in that time Unzicker played bishop e7. Okay, how did the game continue here? It was queen e2, attacking this, knight d6, bishop takes e6, b takes e6, so it goes to controlling the center, and d takes e5, knight b7. Okay, so as you can see, we are in the opening, but already now we can give a little judgment, a little evaluation, right? It seems white is better already in this position. Why white is better, you say? Well, first of all, he has already castle. Second, he has an advanced pawn that is controlling enemy square in the center. But imagine this, in reality he has to develop only these two pieces, while black has these two that are kind of blocking. So I don't know, it seems to me that the position I would like to play is white, not black. Knight c3, castle, knight d4, bishop c5, rook d1, bishop takes d4, and rook takes d4. Okay, so now we have a rook that is already in the middle of the chessboard and is probably ready to go to attack somewhere, right? That's kind of interesting. d6, e takes d6, c takes d6. Okay, so now you are white. What would you play if you were white, right? Again, the title of the book is the Tarrasch Formula, one badly placed piece make your whole position bad. Clearly, who do you think is the bad piece in this position? I think this knight, right? I think black would like to activate this knight. So what do you play in order to avoid that black activates this knight? Because if he activates this knight, he can finally maybe also move this bishop, right? White played b4. You understand? Tack, tack. That's great. Okay, so black didn't continue on that side. He played rook e8, bishop e3. So white has moved definitely all his pieces. Bishop e6. Black still needed to connect the rooks. Queen f3, and this increased the pressure, it says. Where? On this probably, right? Black plays queen d7, protecting it, and white plays knight e4. Wow. Wow. Interesting thing, eh? This is an interesting position, because as black, what do you play here? The book says black should have played bishop d5, but instead he played bishop f5 because it was attracted by the chance of winning material. The material probably is this one. Let's see. Knight g3, yeah. Bishop takes c2. Okay, so the prophecy is fulfilled, and now rook c1. It makes sense, right? And bishop a4 to defend this. Now this bishop is switched off from the game too. White is free to use his advantage in force in a decisive action on the opposite wing. So as you can see, this is a very interesting example game, not for this idea of a bad place piece, but for something that I just made a video, and it was about cutting off a piece from the main action. It came from chapter 3 of this book, Chess Strategy. Here it said, in his book Chess Fundamentals, former world champion José Raúl Capablanca called this typical strategical maneuver pushing the opponent's piece away from the theater of military actions. So imagine, now the theater will probably be this, and the pieces are all on this side. By cutting off one of the enemy pieces from the region of the main struggle, you can achieve a significant advantage. There is a considerable number of cases when a bishop or a knight, and we have them both, has been driven out of the action completely. In these cases, one of the combatants has the advantage of a de facto extra piece. Capablanca worked out a method for realizing this advantage. In essence, it involves transferring the decisive operation to the side of the board where one has the advantage in the firepower. Okay? So imagine this. This is Keres in 56. He had already internalized this lesson from Capablanca. And so we see this lesson from Capablanca in this game by Keres. That's amazing, in my opinion. So how do you think it continues for white? You need to think, what would you do now if you were white? So try to pause the video and guess, right? Knight h5. Boom, attacking the king side and force. f5, rook f4, rook e7, trying to protect this, but then now you lose this, and okay, I think I made a mistake. What a pity. Rook f7. Okay, let me pause. No mistake. After rook takes f5, he played rook f7. Yeah, that's why I tell you, he couldn't play this because of this. That's the interesting part. That's why I thought there was a mistake. No. Okay, so rook f7 is the position, and this is a very interesting position because it's still a very complicated one. Like I told you, tactics flow from a superior position. And what do you think you would do if you were white in this position? That's amazing, because this is an amazing moment in the game. Knight takes g7. Of course, if you attack with this, cioè if you take back with this, what do you think it happens is bishop h6 and then there is rook g5, so you have to take with the rook, but unfortunately bishop h6 comes again and you cannot move the rook, right, because it would get checkmated. He plays queen e7, bishop takes, queen takes, and now there is h4 because he wants to play this, he stop it with this, but then rook c4 ends the game. Okay, that's a beautiful game. Sorry I thought I made a mistake in placing the rook, but he didn't. This was a game from the Tarrasch Formula, remember, and here you can notice it, how it ended. This 1, 2, 3 pieces were never used, and this is move 27. So 27 moves, 2 pieces are out of the game, this was never used. It's clearly a bad situation. I think this was a beautiful example. Eventually try to collect the games like this in your own files, because they could be reminders before a tournament of important ideas that you can apply in your own games. Thank you very much for watching.